Okay, guys, we are gonna do this really fast. Welcome to another video. We are gonna not even really chit chat, but we're just gonna go over how I do thumbnails. So, here's my biggest problem. I accidentally X'd it out of my calendar. I figured we'd just chat about this really fast since I have to make thumbnails for three of the four videos. I already have one for Dear Love. So, my writing folder, we're gonna go to our background. We're gonna choose something that looks kind of fun and entertaining. What color is my writing folder actually? That's a good question. It's purple. So I think we choose something that matches that. And maybe we go with something light like this. Not the background, not what I want. I personally like to use something swoopy for where my text is going to be, which I'm thinking we put maybe in the middle. And then I'm thinking maybe we make it huge for absolutely no reason. We'll put some text in there. I hate that font. Make it bigger. Maybe do something like that. I don't normally underline things. I kind of hate when they're underlined. And then we're going to change this. And what goes great with yellow? I meant purple, but yellow. Yellow tends to go great because it's on the opposite side of the color wheel. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go folder, transparent, background. And we're going to take images off Google because I'm far too lazy. I don't think I want yellow. Hold up. Can we choose? Now, this may not end up being with a transparent background. Like this one, I'm pretty sure will not actually have a transparent background. Hello? Yeah, no, that one's a fake transparent background. And you just have to look for those things. Excuse me. So yeah, you have to look for things like that to make sure that you're actually getting a transparent background, or like that one doesn't have one, so we'll be editing that one in a minute. You know what? I don't hate this. That has a lot of folders. Um, Notebook with a transparent background because why not? You know, we're talking about writing, we're talking about a folder, we're talking about how I do my writing. This might come in handy for a different. Oh, and see, now we're gonna have to find something else because that one is the same. And that's the only other thing you have to think about. Okay, so that one like pretends to have a transparent background. That's cool. I love that. Sometimes you have to wait a second for the images to load better. Um, and then what? What else do I want? Maybe a flower. I actually have a decent amount of flowers saved on my thing, so I'm not even going to take any of those. Okay. Oh, no. Why were we struggling? Okay, well, it's fixed now, so that's fine. Um, let's grab you. You don't have a transparent background. So, we're going to open this up. We're going to go over here. We're going to tell this to get rid of the background. Yeah, okay, you got rid of about half of what I wanted you to. So, you know what? We're actually just going to go like this and fix it ourselves. So, now this is where it becomes kind of tedious sometimes because sometimes I get stuck doing this on things. My Minecraft videos that I did with my character, yeah, I had to follow the entire outline of my character. Creating thumbnails isn't hard. It's just not always simple. Especially when you're using images off Google or something. You get, you know, things like this where you have to go in and fix it yourself, and that's totally fine, guys. Sometimes you have to do things like this. It's not difficult. It's not hard. Honestly, it's probably one of the more simple things that I do as opposed to, sometimes filming videos is harder than doing this. Like, look at how quick that was. And then we're going to make our brush bigger. and just kind of follow the outline that I did as best that I can, and bring back in the paper. And then I'm just going to clean this up the tiniest bit. It's not going to matter much. I'm not really planning on doing much. And then you just save it as a copy. I'm going to tell it to save into my videos file. That's what I want. Yes. Save it into the videos file so that it's there. And now we can start kind of arranging things how I think I'm going to want them. And sometimes you run into it not being supported by Google. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I knew I hit the wrong button. Okay. So we're going to go into videos. We're going to grab this out of here. This is not exactly how I wanted it. So honestly, instead of aiming to fix it again, which sometimes, you know what? That looks horrible. Sometimes you have to go through and fix things a couple of times to make sure that they work the way you want them to. So instead, I'm just going to use this one. And then we're going to come into books because I think I want to use one of these flowers in some form. But I want to recolor it to something different. I think that looks pretty. It also almost looks like it almost looks like it was drawn, which is kind of what I was aiming for. This is also where I keep all of my thumbnails, so I think that that's gonna look okay. And look at that. We've created an entire thumbnail in like no time at all. I almost want to put some form of an arrow or something in here, but I'm not quite sure. You know what? If we pop a couple of these, and this is the other trick you can use, so I'm going to make this like really big. And then we're going to make it something, maybe not like that. Maybe we do red. And we're just going to pop it over here behind something to sort of draw your eyes to it, but like not aggressively. More of a just, it's there kind of thing. Not you. I don't want to move you. I do want to move you, I think. Just, a little more interesting thing around. And if I want to make it more interesting, we can go like that. Not necessarily exact. Then it just involves a quick making these lines transparent. And just like this, we have something even more interesting for the eye to be drawn to. With just a simple couple extra clicks. Like, look at how much cooler that looks than it did while it was just plain with the stuff around it. Helps if I make sure that everything... Actually, you know what? I didn't hate that one kind of being over the top. Do I hate that one? Yes. What about the other one? Yes. Yeah, I think the purple's the only one that I even sort of remotely like. being like that. But yeah, no. And that's how I make thumbnails. As simple as that 90% of the time. Obviously, there are other times where it's not this simple, but most of the time it is. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like, consider commenting, and consider subscribing. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.